Archangel Michael says take a moment to breathe and listen carefully, because sometimes the most meaningful shifts in life begin quietly before they become visible. There are moments when circumstances begin to change behind the scenes, moments when things that once felt delayed slowly begin to move forward. You may not always notice these shifts immediately, but that does not mean they are not happening. Life has a way of preparing opportunities long before we recognize them, and many times the preparation takes place while we are simply continuing our daily routine. Archangel Michael says the timing of life often surprises us. There are periods when progress seems slow and uncertain, when it feels like nothing is moving the way we hoped it would. During those moments it can be easy to believe that our efforts are not leading anywhere. Yet what we cannot see is that many pieces of our journey are quietly aligning at the same time. New opportunities, new ideas, and new directions are often forming in the background long before they arrive in front of us. You may have experienced situations in the past where something positive appeared when you least expected it. Perhaps an opportunity arrived through a conversation, or a new possibility opened just when you were beginning to doubt whether things would improve. These moments are reminders that progress is not always visible at first. Sometimes life prepares a change slowly, allowing everything to fall into the right place before revealing it. Archangel Michael says what matters most during these moments is your mindset and your awareness. When you remain open to the idea that positive things can enter your life, you begin to notice possibilities that were once easy to overlook. A small idea can become a new direction. A conversation can become the beginning of an opportunity. Even a simple realization can help you see your future more clearly than before. There may be a reason you came across this message today. Sometimes we encounter words or ideas at exactly the moment when we need encouragement to keep moving forward. The message is not about pressure or urgency. It is about awareness and readiness. When positive changes approach, the most important thing you can do is remain calm, focused, and open to the possibilities that life presents. Archangel Michael says the concept of a divine transfer can be understood as a shift in energy, opportunity, or direction. It may appear in the form of new motivation, a fresh perspective on your goals, or a chance to move forward in an area where you once felt stuck. These changes often begin within your mindset before they appear in your circumstances. Your willingness to keep believing in progress plays a powerful role in how your life unfolds. When you remain patient and continue improving yourself, you prepare the foundation for future opportunities. The experiences you have gained, the lessons you have learned, and the determination you carry all become part of the path that leads you toward the next chapter of your life. Archangel Michael says tonight can be a moment of reflection for you. Take time to think about the direction you want your life to take and the goals you wish to achieve. When you focus on growth and possibility, you begin to attract ideas and opportunities that support those goals. Often the first step toward a positive shift is simply recognizing that change is possible. The future is not defined by a single moment but by the choices and mindset you carry each day. By staying open to improvement and continuing to move forward with patience, you allow meaningful opportunities to appear naturally in your path. The important thing is to remain aware of the possibilities around you and to recognize the moments when life invites you to take a step towards something new. Archangel Michael says, as you continue reflecting on this message, remember that many of the most meaningful changes in life begin long before they are visible to us. Often people believe that progress only exists when they can clearly see results, yet in reality much of life's movement happens quietly beneath the surface. Opportunities form slowly through time, preparation, and personal growth. The experiences you have lived through, the patience you have shown, and the lessons you have learned all become part of the process that prepares the next chapter of your journey. Even during moments when nothing seems to be changing, there are often subtle shifts happening that gradually guide you toward new possibilities. Archangel Michael says there are seasons in life where everything feels like it is moving slowly. During those seasons people sometimes question their direction or wonder whether their efforts are truly leading somewhere meaningful. But growth does not always appear in dramatic ways. Sometimes it appears through the way you begin to think differently, the way you respond to challenges with greater understanding, or the way you develop new goals that once felt impossible. These internal changes are often the first signs that something new is forming in your life. You may notice that your perspective has slowly begun to change over time. Perhaps situations that once felt overwhelming now seem easier to handle. Perhaps your priorities have become clearer and you have started focusing more on what truly matters to you. These shifts in mindset are powerful because they prepare you for the opportunities that life may present next. When your thinking becomes more focused and calm, it becomes easier to recognize the possibilities that were once hidden by stress or uncertainty. Archangel Michael says the idea of a divine transfer can also represent a transition from one stage of life to another. Life constantly moves through cycles where people learn, grow, and eventually step into new experiences. Sometimes the transition comes in the form of new responsibilities, new opportunities, or a fresh direction that encourages you to explore your abilities more fully. When these transitions begin, they often appear gradually, allowing you time to adjust and understand the path that is opening ahead. There may have been times when you felt like you were waiting for something to change. Waiting can feel difficult because it creates uncertainty, yet it also teaches patience and resilience. The moments when you continue moving forward even while waiting are often the moments that strengthen your character the most. Over time those experiences become valuable preparation for the opportunities that eventually arrive. Archangel Michael says your readiness for change depends not only on circumstances but also on the way you approach your own personal growth. When you focus on learning, improving, and maintaining a hopeful perspective, you create an environment within your mind that welcomes new possibilities. This mindset allows you to recognize opportunities that align with your goals and values. Think about how many small decisions you have made that slowly shaped the direction of your life. Each choice, each effort, and each lesson has added to the foundation you are building. Sometimes people overlook the value of these small steps, yet they are the very things that prepare a person for larger moments of progress. Every skill you develop, every challenge you overcome, and every moment of patience becomes part of the path that leads you forward. Archangel Michael says moments of reflection are important during times of change. When you pause and think about the direction of your life, you give yourself the chance to recognize what you truly want to pursue. Reflection helps you see the progress you have already made and reminds you that growth is always happening, even when it feels slow. You may find that the coming moments encourage you to focus more clearly on your goals and aspirations. Sometimes a simple realization can inspire a person to take a new step forward. That step might involve pursuing an idea, strengthening a relationship, or exploring a new opportunity that aligns with your long-term vision. Archangel Michael says the key is to remain calm and attentive to the possibilities around you. Opportunities often appear in ways that seem ordinary at first, yet they can become meaningful when you recognize their potential. A conversation, a new idea, or a moment of insight can sometimes lead to progress that changes the direction of your journey. Remember that every positive shift begins with awareness. When you remain open to growth and continue believing in the value of your efforts, you allow the path ahead to reveal itself gradually. The progress you are seeking may already be forming, step by step, through the experiences and lessons that have brought you to this moment. Archangel Michael says as you continue listening to this message, remember that life often moves in ways that are not immediately visible. Many people expect change to arrive suddenly and dramatically, but the truth is that most meaningful progress begins quietly and gradually. The opportunities that eventually transform our lives are often built through small moments of preparation, reflection, and growth. Even when you feel like nothing is happening, there may already be a process unfolding that is guiding you toward a new direction. The experiences you have been living through are not random. They are part of a larger journey where each lesson contributes to your understanding of who you are and what you are capable of achieving. Archangel Michael says there are times when people feel as if they have been waiting for progress for a long period. During those moments it is easy to question whether your efforts are making a difference. Yet growth often happens beneath the surface long before it becomes visible. Just as a seed develops quietly beneath the soil before it rises into the light, the progress in your life may also be forming in ways that you cannot yet see. The patience you have shown and the determination you continue to carry are both important parts of that process. You may have noticed that your perspective on life has been slowly changing. Situations that once felt overwhelming may now seem easier to handle because you have gained experience and understanding. Challenges that once seemed impossible may now appear as lessons that help strengthen your resilience. These changes in perspective are powerful because they reveal the growth that has already taken place within you. Archangel Michael says every period of waiting carries a purpose. Waiting allows you to prepare mentally and emotionally for what comes next. It gives you time to learn from past experiences and to refine your goals for the future. Many people discover that the time they once thought was lost was actually the time that prepared them to recognize opportunities when they finally appeared. Consider how many moments in your life have shaped your path up to this point. Conversations, decisions, and experiences have all played a role in guiding you toward the person you are today. Even challenges have value because they teach lessons that strengthen your ability to move forward. When you reflect on these experiences, you begin to see that every step of your journey has contributed to the direction your life is taking. Archangel Michael says opportunities often arrive when a person becomes ready to recognize them. Readiness does not only come from external circumstances, it also comes from personal awareness and growth. When you have developed patience, clarity, and determination, you begin to see possibilities that may have once gone unnoticed. Your mindset becomes more focused on progress rather than doubt, and this shift allows you to approach life with greater confidence. You may find that new ideas or inspirations begin appearing in your thoughts. Sometimes these ideas are the first signs that something meaningful is developing in your life. An idea can become a goal, and a goal can become the beginning of a new chapter. Many achievements begin with a simple moment of inspiration that encourages someone to take the next step forward. Archangel Michael says it is important to remain open to these moments of inspiration. When you allow yourself to consider new possibilities, you expand the direction your life can take. Instead of focusing on limitations, you begin to notice the opportunities that are present around you. This shift in awareness can create the motivation needed to move toward goals that once seemed distant. Another important element of progress is gratitude for the journey you have already experienced. When you recognize the lessons and growth that have come from your past, you begin to see that each stage of life carries meaning. Gratitude helps you remain balanced and optimistic, allowing you to approach future opportunities with a calm and confident mindset. Archangel Michael says the concept of a positive shift in life is not always about a single dramatic event. Often it is about a series of realizations that guide you toward a new perspective. These realizations may encourage you to pursue a different goal, strengthen important relationships, or focus your energy on something that truly aligns with your values. As you continue moving forward, remember that the progress you seek is often closer than it appears. Each small step you take contributes to the path ahead. The patience you maintain and the effort you invest in your growth will continue shaping the opportunities that appear in your life. Archangel Michael says stay aware of the ideas and inspirations that come to you during quiet moments of reflection. These thoughts can guide you toward meaningful decisions and encourage you to continue believing in the possibilities that exist for your future. When you remain open to growth and continue taking positive steps forward, you create the conditions that allow new opportunities to appear. Archangel Michael says as this message continues, take a moment to think about how far you have already come in your journey. Many people move through life focusing only on what they have not yet achieved, forgetting to recognize the strength and growth that have already shaped who they are. Every challenge you faced, every lesson you learned, and every moment when you chose to keep moving forward has prepared you for the stage of life you are entering now. Growth rarely happens all at once. It builds slowly through experiences that strengthen your patience, your understanding, and your ability to see possibilities where others might only see obstacles. Archangel Michael says sometimes life prepares people for new opportunities by guiding them through periods of reflection. During these periods you may notice yourself thinking more deeply about your goals, your direction, and the purpose behind the things you pursue. These reflections are valuable because they help you understand what truly matters to you. When a person becomes clear about their values and priorities, they are better able to recognize the opportunities that align with their path. You may have already experienced moments when you felt inspired to think differently about your future. Perhaps an idea appeared that made you curious about exploring something new. Perhaps you began to imagine a possibility that once seemed distant or uncertain. These moments of inspiration are often the beginning of meaningful progress because they encourage you to consider paths that you might not have noticed before. Archangel Michael says the concept of a positive shift in life is not always connected to material changes alone. Sometimes the most important transformation happens within a person's mindset. When your perspective becomes more focused on growth, gratitude, and possibility, your actions begin to reflect that mindset. This shift can influence the way you approach challenges, the way you communicate with others, and the way you pursue the goals that matter to you. Another important part of personal growth is learning to trust the process of your own journey. Many people expect progress to happen quickly, but life often unfolds through a series of small steps that gradually lead towards something greater. Each step you take, no matter how small it may seem, contributes to the direction of your life. Over time, those steps combine to create the progress that once felt far away. Archangel Michael says patience and awareness work together to create clarity. When you remain patient during uncertain moments, you give yourself the time needed to observe how your circumstances are evolving. Awareness allows you to recognize opportunities that appear along the way. Together, these qualities help you navigate life with greater confidence and understanding. There may also be people around you who influence your journey in meaningful ways. Conversations, advice, and shared experiences can sometimes open your eyes to ideas you had not considered before. When you listen carefully and remain open to learning from others, you expand your ability to recognize the possibilities that exist in your life. Archangel Michael says the future is not determined by a single event but by the continuous choices you make each day. Your dedication to learning, improving, and staying focused on your goals shapes the direction of your path. Even when progress feels slow, the effort you invest in yourself continues building the foundation for the opportunities that may appear ahead. The message reaching you now is meant to remind you that positive change often begins within your mindset. When you believe that growth is possible and remain open to new experiences, you begin to notice possibilities that once seemed invisible. This awareness can inspire you to take the steps that move your life toward greater clarity and purpose. Archangel Michael says, remember that every stage of life carries lessons that help prepare you for what comes next. The journey you have traveled so far has already shaped your resilience, your understanding, and your ability to face new challenges with determination. As you continue forward, the experiences you gain will continue guiding you toward opportunities that align with your values and aspirations. Stay attentive to the ideas and motivations that arise during moments of reflection. These insights often encourage you to pursue goals that bring meaning and fulfillment to your life. By remaining patient, aware, and open to growth, you allow the next chapter of your journey to unfold naturally. If this message resonates with you, comment, "I welcome growth and opportunity." Like this video if you believe positive changes often begin quietly before they become visible, and subscribe if you want to continue receiving messages that inspire reflection, patience, and meaningful personal growth.